Welcome, my friends, allies, vassals, and enemies of the state. You know who you are. King Yorkie II of the House of Yorkie here. Taking you back in time, in Crusader Kings 3. To a time that didn't involve House Yorkie. Now, you will have seen my bleeding through time in the fate of Iberia did not work out too well. Going to step outside of Iberia. Apparently, struggles can happen anywhere. Let's see if that's true. I was looking for an interesting start. I wasn't actually looking in here to begin with. I was looking for an interesting start, and I found someone who happens to be in here too. In the Great Adventurers. Every dynasty comes from humble beginnings. The climb to power is usually a slow process, each generation moving a few steps up the ladder, through carefully planned marriages and ceaseless wars. But there are times of great change and upheaval. With a lot of courage, and maybe a little luck, a hero might raise their family name from obscurity to legend. Are you ready to take the challenge? Who did I find? Daurama Daurama. As the last Magajiya of Daurama is a symbol of the old ways of the Hausa people. Her new husband, Magajiya, original from Iraq, represents change, as more and more outsiders flock to Hausaland, bringing their strange faiths and cultures with them. Daurama is set to go down in history as the last Magajiya, but does she have to be? I looked on Wikipedia when I found her to see if she exists, and she did. Circa 9th century, which 867 is right, was the rule of the House people who, as the last Kabara of Daura, presided over the upheaval that saw transference of power from the matriarchal royal system of the Hausa people. Oral traditions remember her as the founding queen grandmother of the Hausa Empire, started in the area we know today as the monarchies of northern Nigeria and Niger. The story of Magajiya Daurama is partially told in the legend of Magajiya. Magajiya Daurama ruled a state known as Daura, after the town with the same name. Today also an emirate of Katsina State, Nigeria. The original capital of the state was called Sohon Berni, Old Town, and forgive me, I'm probably mispronouncing some things. And during her reign, Daurama moved capital to the town of Daura, which was named after her. Let's go in. What's intriguing about this start? Well, we're paused. Let's look at some good and bad. Firstly, we start young. She's 25. She has a spouse. She also has a child. Our Dabawa, a son, just born. Our spouse, let's see, we have 23, 10, 12. So we are very good on diplomacy, modestly good on stewardship and learning. However, our military's, it's average. However, our intrigue might as well not exist. We are just, with increases of stewardship, etc., vassal opinion increased. Opinion of just characters increased, but arbitrary characters down. We're honest, which harms our intrigue, of course. Honest characters up, deceitful characters down, and it's virtuous to our religion, giving us +1 piety a month. We're also trusting. Diplomacy up, intrigue down. Liege and vassal opinion, we have no liege. We have no vassals at the moment. Both up significantly. Entire enemy hostile scheme success chance +15%, so we're in danger. We are a charismatic negotiator, and we're a mystic, which is virtuous to the Boris religion, and also we're a diplomat. Diplomacy up, personal scheme power up. Right. We haven't got a bad military strength. It's not superb by any means, but it's not bad. And we have 2 titles. We have the Chieftain of Doubter. If we look at that, that's here. And it's part of the High Chieftain of Kano, of which there are 2 other regions. We only have one, so we can't take that kingdom right now. We would have to take at least one of these. And that's taken by High Chieftain Magajiya, the Slayer of the Snake of Kano. Interesting name. Wasn't that our husband's name? Let's step back. The other one we have is the Chieftain of Katsina, which is part of Duchy of Katsina. It shouldn't be a duchy, I don't think, but either way. Which also has three regions. That's also held, in most parts, by High Chieftain Magajiya, the Slayer of the Snake. Wasn't that our husband's name? Let's go back and see. High Chieftain Magajiya, the Slayer of the Snake of Kano. Oh. So what we have here is we own a couple of, for want of a better way of putting it, counties. Our husband owns the majority of the duchies. In fact, he owns the High Chieftain of Kano, and he doesn't have the other formed yet. What do we do? Because our child is not his heir. If we die, or if he dies, it doesn't go to our child, not at all. Our child is third in line. We could, of course, try to murder our husband and his two children. Apart from that being a little unsavoury, we have no intrigue worth a damn. Well, that's not going to work. He has almost twice the troops we do, so it would be rather pointless to try and attack him. Plus, I'm not sure how that works when it's your husband. Both of our counties are in separate high chiefdoms. Both of our chiefdoms are in separate high chiefdoms. Which means, if we die and have more than one child, which is quite likely, they would be split off. We would no longer have them together under one person. So what do we do? Well, it strikes me, if we look here, we need a county. You have one title, Chieftain of Gobir, which is part of the county of Gobir, which has you and Debigum him. Now, if we attack him, that could also open the way to getting this county, or this high chiefdom. This seems like a way forward. And having our husband, we have him as an ally. Yes. Who's also an ally, might help us. So the plan that I have is to see about... Oh, what about here? You have 775. Of chiefdom and those two chiefdoms. And if we can take those, that's the ultimate alternative. Is if we can take those, we can then look into forming a high chiefdom here as a base to operate from. Fascinating. No player heir. Really? Well, you should become an heir in a while. We have a lifestyle. Diplomacy is where we are best fit. We could go majesty focused. I don't care about increasing fertility. We already have an heir incoming. Family seems to be the important thing for us. Although I'm not sure that's where we want to be. Let's see, ducal conquest. Adaptive relations, max language, defensive negotiations, okay. Forced vassalage, flexible truces and embassies. Oh, we have going down here, sway scheme. I'm not sure which way I want to go, to be honest. If we can get a hive chiefdom, and remember, we are young, then we can have multiple children. And the main title, of course, will go to just one of them. The other thing worth noting, and forgive me if I seem to be dwelling on things here, I just want to go over the things that I've found. Chieftain, that... and it's part of the Kingdom of Hausaland, which is all of this. Most of the titles are not yet created. Kano is the only one that is. And of course that's held by her husband. And then going on to his son through another marriage. So that's the first thing. We want to... our main priority is to unite Hausaland. Well, our first priority, of course, is to establish ourselves as having a high chiefdom. Then we can form the Kingdom of Hausaland. Or the Queendom, I suppose. I don't want to get rid of the matriarchy if we can help it. The Council. The reason I don't want to get rid of the matriarchy is not because I favour women over men, per se. It's more that that's happened historically. And we're trying to see if we can do away with that. You are poor. You are extremely poor. You're poor. None of you are any good. Let's start with the Spy Master. Miriam, you're going in... excuse me. That's a different Mariam. We have multiple Mariams. You're going in there. Get rid of the Chancellor. Other Mariam. You can go in there. Our Marshal. Umar. Steward and Champion. Umar, you're not exactly a good steward. You are a good marshal. However, you are no good. Mariam's already... oh, hang on. Alright, so we're good so far. You're no good there. You, Safiatu, seem to be good. And finally, can we get a better Magajiya priestess? Want a better way. Sidibi, our champion, would indeed be better. Good. I don't have an available spouse, because my spouse is already an independent ruler. But we do have a decent council now. Right, development. Indara. Train commanders, etc. Find secrets. I'm not sure we're going to get very far. This is all good so far. Fabricate claim on county. And Gobir. Good. We didn't choose a lifestyle yet, did we? So we're going to go for Majesty focused. I don't need to increase my diplomacy further, really. Alright, now, what else do we have? We could declare wars. We could already declare war on him. Or on Kebi. We could we? One or more casus belli. Your military and allies are stronger than your enemy. Yes. Conquer duchy. Or subjugate him. Would you make a good European improved priest if I could do that? You're not very good at anything else, of course. That would be costing 500 and we don't have that. Right. Backwards. Conquer duchy. And we can't because we are not, we're not there yet. We can conquer his county. That would be a start. So. You can marry my half-sister and champion. Let's see. I'd want you to be matrilineal, but what about, you could be okay. Can we get anything that's also going to give some chance of good children? Let's try searching by inheritable traits. There are those who would come join us, but they're not exactly bringing alliances, are they? I think... would I rather have alliance? I don't think I need it. So, yes. Send a proposal. And they can have some good children. Raise all armies. And off we go. Gladly accept your marriage proposal. Wonderful. A wedding at court. Ah, yes, I should say I do have 3 mods that are in this. 1 is extended weddings, which makes weddings more interesting. 2 is very immersive events and tales. And 3, to give some extra spice to it. And 3 is the barbershop, which I may or may not ever use. Now, I usually would run with counts and duchies having access to the royal court. Honestly, one of my complaints was that even at a count level, anyone who's leading any group will meet with their underlings. So it makes no sense for the royal court not to have an equivalent down at counts and duke level. But for this one, I decided to leave that off. Alright, with our engagement to Udo, Shavata has asked if I would host a wedding at my court. A wedding would no doubt be a cheery affair, but there is always a cost, and perhaps there are more important matters to attend. I'd lose 15 gold, but we can deal with that right now. We are gathered here today to witness the marriage of Shawata and Udo. The priest's words echo across the great hall at Doura, which has been tastefully appointed for the occasion. At the dais, Shawata and Udo say their vows, and with that they are married. How lovely. The reception. Now it's time for the real reason people go to the wedding, the reception. The mood is raucous and the feast begins. Looking around, I can see two families beginning to mingle. Someone raises a toast to the couple's health, and a cheer rises from the room. No doubt it will be the first of many tonight. Reception, the innuendo. I know what I said, I just don't understand why you find it so funny. Shawata cocks her head to the side while I withhold my chortle. I haven't told her what she said could be interpreted as something lewd. She had a lovely chest on display in the courtroom. Yes, I'm sure she did, dear sister. I may not be alone in thinking this is funny either. Udo spat out a drink when Shawata repeated herself. The two could share the same kind of crude humour as I, or they could be offended by it. I won't know what either thinks unless I speak up. I can't resist. You grew close to forming a friendship with Shawata and with Udo. Nice. A troubled courtier. The pleading gaze I receive from my courtier Udo is taking on a desperate tone. A group of guests are approaching the corner he has hid in all evening, and the walls are hindering his escape. I think none would act in such a way. Distract them? Of course. I understand what it's like to need some quiet time, to be overwhelmed by company as well. Gained a favour hook. I'm not worried about that, but it's there. For generations, Hausaland has been ruled by the Magajiya, a line of matriarchal rulers, of which I am the latest. Our traditions have served us well, but the world is changing. The heroic deeds of my husband, Bayajida, have earned him great wealth and respect. Though he hails from distant lands, his successors also portend great change from my people. My son Bao is the apple of his father's eye. Though a mere babe, I wonder if he will identify more with his adventuring father or with my own traditional legacy. Carry it to a new age. My son is my son, whatever his name or culture. Magajiya do not need men to carry on their legacy. Female preference. Becomes part of House Daura. Gains the trait disinherited. My sister will remain my player heir. Right. Well, we do want to continue with the matriarchy. Reception ends. We've feasted and danced late into the night, but at last it's time to head back home. I could not help but notice that Shawata and Udo could hardly stand each other. Oh dear. Every now and then I caught a snippet of their bickering at the high table. This will surely be a union marked by discord. Departing the hall, we leave the newlyweds to their life together. El and Joe, bless their union. Will I lose stress? I think they might have gained some. Right, in we go. Beaten them. And we have 8 months left in order to conquer this. Staying positive. I was idling around my court one day when I heard Udo and Zadibe having a deep discussion. It's important to keep a positive mindset, Udo says. Even if things don't go well, hope and believing in Oleron can still help us achieve anything. But not to the point that one ignores reality, Zadibe encounters. Understanding that life doesn't always go our way is important. Wisdom, not positivity, more important for surviving in the world. Wisdom also means affirming ourselves. It means not being a foolish idealist. Don't stay positive for the sake of staying positive. I don't need Udo to be... He's just my brother-in-law. I do want her to keep favour. But what kind of person am I when it comes to positivity? Trusting, honest, and just. None of those really guide you. Although charisma would indicate that positivity is an important thing. If we think positively, then anything is possible. Now, you're still plus 20, that's good. Wounded my injured champion. My champion, Fatsumata, has been wounded and her flesh has contracted foulness and swelling. The right kind of treatment is administered and the tree spirit is merciful. And she should make it. Nothing that can be done. Oh dear. Well, it's good so far. 7 months. In that victory, yes, we gained some reputation. Some prestige, rather. Down to 4 months. Make courtiers, court positions. Court position, I need one. I only have 4. Well, for now, you'll have to be that. My antiquarian. You're average. My court tutor. You're also average. My seneschal. Udo, you're average. A bodyguard. My champion, you're average. Greetings! Despite our best efforts, my agents have yet to uncover. Keep it up. My personal champion. Umar, you would be average. And that's as far as we can go right now. Well, we've got plus 100%. Enforced demands. Gain 75 fame, your ally shares which we had none there. Enforced demands. Greetings! Daurama of Dara. Peace be with you. You are much greater foe than I imagined. In order to put an end to this bloodshed, I will comply with your demands. So be it. Right. Can no longer fabricate claim on county. Of course you can't. Because we already own that county. Now, it does need its to be improved there. You can do that. And we can disband all. Giving us some gold incoming. Ah. Subjugate. We'd need to be distinguished. We really need to gain, at least getting to distinguished first, before we go any further. But we have expanded. We have only one heir at the moment. My sister, who's only 19. Slightly younger than me. Now, Gobir. And we'd need 2 de jure counties. We'd need both of the counties. But right now, that's not my interest. Let's have a look at decisions. We could found a holy order at some point. Unite Africa. Adopt feudal ways or West African pagan feudal ways. Do we only need 24 more? Search for physician, hold feast, call a hunt, go on a pilgrimage, invite champions, hold mystical communion. Now cancel Mariam died, that's a damn shame. Right, see who else we can put in place there. Nobody very good. Can we get anyone from the court? Can we get anyone to the court? We want them to be an adult. I really just want to see who might be able to... Oh, he's no longer... my son is no longer in my court, is he? What about a concubine? Well, you're slightly okay. You're better than 9. Very well. I'll take you as my concubine. And I must sway you. Now. My new concubine. -9, but a little swaying won't hurt. Approximately 12 months left. Child of my dynasty. My dinner? Oh my, I've turned cannibal. My sister Shavata has given birth to a daughter. Since the little one is part of the Doubter dynasty, she should be blessed with a good name. I'm not going to give her the same name as her mother. Isata. It's a good Hausa name. May your grace strong and wise. It's a shame we lost that councillor. And you're the one building development. But Umar, you are the more important one because you're you're increasing control. So that's fine. Now. Let's see. Despite our best efforts, my agents have yet to... Very well, you know best. Just come home. We have sparring grounds and we have longhouses. We could do markets at 75. We don't have 75. We'll just keep her watching over us. 25 opinion of you, so he now likes us. Good. Right, the decisions. There were a couple being mystical that might help us. Seacade of Spirits. Old Mystical Communion. You gain 300 learning lifestyle. You gain Divine Guidance for 5 years. There may be Oh! What happened there? Got a diplomacy perk. We'll go back to that decision in a moment. My spy master has come to me with grave news. While we do not yet know who, someone is plotting to kill my champion, Udo. Woo! And why? That's the old ruins. While on the road to take care of some business, we stopped at an ancient ruins to rest. The ruin is relatively small in size and doesn't cover a large area, and not much remains. I strolled around it for a bit and examined its walls, which appear to have some kinds of artwork or carvings. Most of it is too weathered away for me to figure out what it depicts, but it does remind me that this place must have used to look gorgeous back in the day. I think I should rest a bit. Right, Mystical Communion. Cost 100 piety. Gain 300 lifestyle. Divine Guidance for 5 years. Right. And we have a perk. Befriend. We can improve our ability to befriend others. And also, seek the aid of the spirits. Spirits inhabit the world all around us. Some helpful, some malevolent. I can ask my Magajiya to call upon them and aid me in their endeavours, but there's no telling what the outcome will be. Bex, you petition the unseen. Let's do that. Adorcism. My Magajiya Sadibi brings me a peaceful glade near a small stream. A steady trickle of water over the rocks, creating a relaxing ambience. The spirits like it here, Daurama. This is the best place for us to petition them for aid. Holding up 2 baskets, Sadibi brought with her, and she adds, now we must decide on what kind of offering we shall leave for them. We can't afford a grand offering. A traditional libation of grass and barassa. Sidibe pours my offering out onto the ground and starts walking around it in circles. Oh, spirits, hear me. I call upon you to grant aid to this petitioner, Sidibe chants. She begins moving faster, dancing now, her movements becoming more frantic, sweat shining on her face. Eventually she reaches a crescendo, barely finishing the dance before collapsing to the ground in exhaustion. With the conclusion of the ceremony, I feel different, altered somehow. What is this feeling? Do we have a blessing? Too late, oh dear. A few days ago I was having a conversation with someone. It wasn't an intense quarrel by any means, but the discussion was a little heated at some points. The other person made a good argument that I didn't have any comeback to, even though I knew they were wrong. Just today, while I was going about my business, I finally thought of a proper counter-argument I could have used in that conversation. My mind sure works in mysterious ways. Why didn't I think of it sooner? Ah, Esprit d'Escalier, the spirit of the staircase, as it's called in Spain, France, whichever. Basically, the idea that the proper response hits you when you hit the staircase, when it's too late, when you've left the room. Frustrating, yes. Increased martial by 2. Good. And 25 opinion of me. Good. So the charming petty Magajiya Daurama. I've been corresponding with your Chancellor, Safiatu, and I must say that I've come to see you in a new light. Good. Your silver tongue shone. Who are you? Oh, you're this person. I'm not going to declare war on you right away, so that's okay. Faction created. Chieftain of Doubter has given rise to peasant rabble. Peasant rabble we can deal with. We can only have one spouse, can't we? Yes. I don't want to divorce him either, because him being a spouse gives us access to his troops. Ah, decision. We've got that. We don't have absolute tribal authority. And we don't have all of those. Alright. All of which is fine. Let's see, we have 6 of 6 champions. They're not very good champions, I must admit, but they are champions nonetheless. Pregnancy, a child is growing in my womb. My concubine will be proud. Good. Good, good. Now. Going to take a while to get to distinguished. The faction is disbanded. Marshal earns respect. Beautiful. Things are going well at the moment. So we're going to be tribal for a while, which means there's certainly time to build up markets, etc. He's swayed, so he's at 72. Your newborn daughter is your new player heir. My daughter and heir. My relief is great and my joy even greater. I've given birth to a perfect little daughter. One day, child, you'll carry on my legacy. What name would befit a petty Magajiya? We'll name you after your aunt, Shabata. That moves me further along. We're at 45.3. How long will it take? 4 more years. What if we subjugate him? We need to be distinguished to do that. Conquered duchy. We'd need to be illustrious. Conquered county, which we could do. A scheme at court. My spy master has come to me with a discovery. She's certain that my Magajiya city is currently scheming against my champion Odo. Why? Why? She's good. I mean, I'm not going to accuse her. Although, no, no, I'm just. Ah. This is not good. I will say I am just and honest and trusting, so I will trust my spy master. And it's not right that she should get away with this. Throw her in jail. I'll let them know what she was doing. And a new perk. Part of the family. Close family opinion increased. Fine. What's this? Lawfully imprison her. But I don't want to. Unless, of course, there's someone better. I can't fire her anyway, so there's really no point. Although if I imprisoned her, I suppose I would be able to. Because she would be in prison. But she's the best we have. So I'm not going to do anything, am I? How are we doing here? 3 years left? I'm age 30 now. I wish I could get distinguished. Then I could look to subjugate him. Religious refugees. Sheikh Isli rules over the nearby Sheikhdom of Takeda, which is the home of a large number of devout Buddhists. The Sigrid Sheikh could easily persecute the faithful Buddhists living there, and it's my responsibility to protect them. Alright. That's not really an honest thing to do, smuggling. Let's see, we cannot allow him to oppress the faithful. We would get an unpressed claim and gain 100 of that. Send an envoy to discuss the treatment. Yes, yes, yes. I think that's where we will go, because honestly, that is just to not go too far with him, but at least at the same time express concern, and it's honest. It fits right in with us. He's at 100%. So let's befriend him. What is this war? Knowledge within grasp makes it difficult to communicate with him. The subject deserves as much study as I can afford. I should have taken Kebi on. I didn't want to immediately. Well, or designates for Bawa, my son. What are you looking like, Bawa? You're marshal. Umar, you can be that. My spy master has come to me with grave news. She is certain that my own concubine is scheming against my champion Udo. Well, let them be known. What the hell has Udo done to upset people? The estate, after long thinking, I finally decided to invite Samsukina to come on a tour with on one of my estates in Katsina. The visit turned out to be an even better idea than expected. Not only did Sam offer unexpected insight into the matters of his estate, but he also kept my mood bright the entire time. Not only my concubine, but my friend. The trip was worth the effort. A curse undone. The twists and turns of fate have not always been to my advantage. Buri knows that I was cursed the day I met Magajiya. Today, however, that curse has been lifted. Fate has smiled upon me and brought that evil doxy to her grave. Who are you? You're unlanded. Are you my dear husband's other wife? Or were you indeed? No, I don't think so. We can now... Well, let's see. We can conquer this Kebi now. You're not at war with anyone. But you can lose that to me, can't you? And if you do, then I need to take that. And then I can form that into a duchy. Or a high, whatever. Alright, declare war. Raise troops. Let's see, I've been corresponding with your Chancellor. And shameful, oh dear. Schemer discovered. My spy master's come to me with... What the hell is going on? Oh, they got married and hated each other. An abhorrent fiend. Unlock a new lifestyle perk. Thicker than water. Good. A rule in the making. There is no end to the opinions and wants of my daughter and Shabata. Half the time she is trying to tell me what to do, instead of the other way round. And gets the trait bossy. Valuable hostage captured. Fine. My child, Bowel. You have High Marshal. No. Wrong one. Wrong one. Shabbat, my daughter. You have High Stewardship. Nice. 5 months left. All of this looks good. We're into 4 months left. And there we are. Taken. Valuable hostage captured. Press the demands. Good. Yes, I know there's low control there. Now. We'd need the second one. That would be Cowrie. We need to disband, don't we? You've only got 21 months left to finish bringing them aligned, getting them aligned with us. And we will wait for that. If we can. Because if we can get Cowrie, we can form the duchy. And that gives a nice... or the Grand Chiefdom, which will give us a nice basis. Are you at war? Oh, it's just a raid. That's fine. Notable guest has arrived. Shu is an experienced fighter. What do you like? Can we recruit you? Yes. We want to look at the... where are we? The champions. That's fine, we have Shu aboard. "13 months left. And then you'll be working on Kebi. Increasing it in Chieftain of Doubter. Development is at 7, that's fine. 9 months, good. Keep at it, Umar. Known for your dedication to your faith. We're now up to Faithful. Next is Devoted Servant. Not so distinguished there though yet. Kabir is almost calmed down. What's this? Not worried about imprisoning those. 4 months. Good. Oh, I don't have a personal scheme going on. Let's sway you. Coming down to 1 month. And Marshall will have done his job. Good, good. Now in there, if you please. Another 7 years. Declare war on the for the county. And new, we've got friendly council. Good. Raise the troops. And that, when we get there, will allow us to get a High Chieftain. We're getting close to Distinguished as well, in which case we can subjugate him. Religious convictions. I've got an idea in an attempt to align Cinnamate to my interests. With right arguments, I might be able to convince her that I am acting not merely my own interest, but the interests of the spirits themselves. I believe I can do it. Gained 50 opinion of you. Nice. So she sees that I am indeed serving the spirits. And there we are. Above the main limit, that's fine. Glory is widely known. Good. Can declare lots of wars. Designate a guardian. You are currently excellent there. Very excellent there, in fact. And that would be me who's going to look after you. I don't care that my hook on Udo is going to expire. I'm not interested in that, to be honest. Now, I am over the limit at the moment, which is not good. I can create the title there. I'm now mighty Magajiya. Good. And because of all of this, 2 champions. I do. Oh, I can have up to 8. Invite champions then. Then the Herald. Right. Doing well. Six years left there. I am over budget though. So what I can do is look to my... maybe give my sibling a title. Chieftain of Yari. Is she actually no, she's not. She's not on the thing. How good are you at anything? You're pretty poor actually. Alright, so I'm not going to give it to her. Mariam, my spy master. Would you like a little title? I can disband all of the armies now. Mariam is my vassal and is on my council. That's fine. Book expired, that's fine. Champion has arrived. What do you like? You're very good. Recruits court for 25. You can just afford that. So, High Chieftain of Kebi. I can't actually do anything with you that's going to help me, can I? I was thinking I could, because that's part of my de jure lands now. I was thinking I could possibly take it out from under him, but possibly not. Right. Let me have a look at the decisions. Found a new kingdom. I would need illustrious, which I'm not yet. 3 or more duchies, or 30 realm size. Now, at that point, everything I own becomes part of that kingdom. Kino and Katsina have both been formed now and are in his realm. Duchy of Gobir would need me to take this. Oh, you have allies. And you've got a lot of troops at the moment. If I was to declare war on you, I would probably find that didn't go well for me. The thing is, what can I do about my dear husband? You're rather in the way. As are your children. May I invite him to court? No. No, I can't. Oh, what could I do? See, I can get to a position where I can take this on. How old are you? 40. How old am I now? 35. It's been 10 long years. How old is my dear husband? He's 43. I couldn't do anything so brutal as murdering him, could I? Oh, 11%, I don't think so. Not with my level of intrigue here. Can I do a learn language? Yes. And we've started learning the language. Right, well, I think we're going to end it there. We've got a decent start. The question is, where do we go from here? I could take you on. You're the Emirate of Air. I might not be able to form Hausaland. It might be New Hausa. But we have time to look into that next time. I'd like to get Kano, etc. off of my husband. I don't see that as coming, though. I only have one. Are there any alliances I can form? Apparently not. Well, not that way anyway. He's no longer in our court, though, is he? Arrange marriage. Nobody's going to do it. Alright, so... what my thinking here is... well, you basically lost this war. Conquest of Chieftain of Doubter. What my thinking is... there's a possible branch out to Tahua. Possible branch out to Air. But this area around here is where I need to focus. I do have the safety of having a grand chiefdom. But all of these are not part of it. If I can get, before I die, a couple more duchies, chiefdoms, then I can secure our lands. Right, for now, I've been King Yorkie II of the House of Yorkie. You've been a fine audience, and I thank you for coming to my court. Whether you are friend, ally, vassal, or even enemy of the state, you know who you are. I shall see you next time for more of our journey in Crusader Kings 3. Fare thee well.